All right, man, we had a dry spell of WWE action figure news, and now it seems like things are starting to ramp up finally because coming out of WrestleMania, it seemed like a lot of the news was very dry. It's been a very dry cycle. There hasn't been any really new reveals. It's been very quiet. We haven't really heard any updates from the teams and things, but there are a few different things that we can get into, and I'll talk about that right today, man. So back at WWE WrestleMania 42, we, of course, got to go to WWE World. We observed all of the brand new action figures. Very fun time out in Las Vegas as always, and we got to see WWE Ultimate Edition Series 33. Now this set is going to feature 3 different figures, but for a while there was one figure missing from the set, but it does seem like we finally know that final figure, and we're going to get into that right now. So up on Walmart.com, you can go over there, and there is a listing for $34.97. It's got no images so far, but you can see there it says WWE CM Punk out of stock. Now, if you are in the loop, if you're not in the loop, I'll let you know now, $34.97, while that does feel like the elite prices nowadays, that is the listing price of a WWE Ultimate Edition action figure. And WWE CM Punk, there have not been any teases of a CM Punk except for one time, and that was almost a year ago, which we'll get into, but it does look like a new CM Punk Ultimate Edition is coming soon, and there is a listing for it on Walmart.com. Now, we're going to tie it all together here in a nice little bow so you can understand it, but if you guys were aware, WWE Ultimate Edition Series 31, that is the most recent set. That is the set that features heel turn John Cena and Randy Orton. Those should be hitting retail, I imagine, any day now, to be honest with you. You should be able to find those figures. People may have already found those. I want to say people have found them in Smith's in the UK. So those figures should be hitting U.S. land very, very shortly. If they haven't already, you can let me know if you've had experience with that so far. You know, it's the Cena that's got the, they updated it. There's a running change where he's got the watch painted gold. But the next set after Ultimate Edition Series 31 is Ultimate Edition Series 32. Now, this is a set we've talked about for a little bit here. It's kind of that random set where it features Stone Cold Steve Austin with the what shirt. This is going to feature Jacob Fatu with the wolf mask from WrestleMania 41 in Vegas versus LA Knight. And we do have another Jake the Snake Ultimate Edition in the black gear, which was a pretty solid looking figure. So that is Ultimate Edition Series 32. So the next set following that will be Ultimate Edition Series 33. So it would make sense that Walmart would list up a CM Punk. But if you go back almost a year ago to San Diego Comic-Con, we did get a tease of an upcoming Ultimate Edition CM Punk, and we had no idea where it was coming from. Well, to be fair, it was a Larry. It was a Larry Ultimate Edition, or what they were teasing for us. And you go back and look at that. Remember, it was the grayed out render. They had Larry. And, this is coming off the heels of them giving us the Pharaoh from the Cody and Pharaoh 2-pack we got at WrestleMania, so kind of fits hand in hand there. But we did have a Larry teased, but we didn't get to see what that CM Punk figure looked like. So maybe this was just a really, really early concept, a really, really early on look at what we might be getting out of that Larry. Now, I don't imagine they're going to put Larry into the main Ultimate Edition line. Do you think they would put Larry with just a one-off CM Punk at main retailers like Walmart and Target? You walk into those stores and you're going to see Larry as a part of a CM Punk Ultimate. I guess that is possible, but I would lend to believe that Larry would be a part of a Mattel Creations exclusive. I would think that he would be a part of some special ringside exclusive, something like that. I wouldn't imagine that they would put Larry with just a mainline Ultimate CM Punk. If you go back to the Ultimate Edition CM Punk we've seen previously, I mean, I guess it would work. I think, he's pretty well known. He's known about with Larry. He has I'm pretty sure he has 2 tattoos of Larry now that are going to be featured on his newest figures when they eventually drop. But Larry getting an Ultimate Edition seems to be coming with CM Punk, but we don't know if it's going to come with the Ultimate Edition Series 33 or if there's 2 Ultimate Punks coming down the line. Now, I was under the impression that maybe the Penta Ultimate Edition that was teased way back at Mattel Creations Revealed or the Mattel Revealed event, I thought that figure would be a part of Ultimate Edition Series 33. I thought that was the missing hole. Now, I think we will get a mainline Ultimate Edition Penta, but it looks like CM Punk will be the final figure in Ultimate Edition Series 33, which is also going to be featuring Sheamus and Liv Morgan. This is a very interesting set. We got to see these back at WrestleMania, as we know. Sheamus finally getting his first time in the line Ultimate Edition. He's another character that, people have been waiting on a lot. I see him on a lot of fantasy lists, on a lot of wish lists for Ultimate Editions. Sheamus is a name that you see a lot. The Miz is a name you see a lot. And Kofi Kingston, sadly, was another name that you see a lot, and it doesn't look like we're really, at least for the foreseeable future, we are not going to be seeing a Kofi Kingston Ultimate Edition. So that's pretty sad, especially when you're 34 sets in, and we had so many store exclusives, so many different exclusives over the years. But Sheamus is a part of that wave. You have Liv Morgan that was also a part of that wave. And the final figure is apparently going to be CM Punk here, who has not had an Ultimate Edition in a little bit here. The last time we saw him was in the Bayley and Logan Paul wave. And the only thing that worries me about a CM Punk Ultimate Edition is unless they change something up, which I highly doubt they will, or maybe they fix the technology, maybe they redo the upper torso, those shoulders are going to stick far out. Now, the figure does move incredibly well. The accessories were solid. I actually like the Ultimate CM Punk, but when you look at the shoulders sticking out, it's a really bothersome thing. It's something that bothers me quite heavily, especially aesthetically. But the big thing is you could put the hoodie on there and hide it. I don't know. But hopefully it's a good gear. Hopefully the shoulders are fixed. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, you know. Here recently, he has gotten in better shape, so maybe we'll have to wait a little bit. Maybe they'll update that formula. I'm not entirely sure. I think his new Elite torso probably works fine, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it looks pretty jacked enough in terms of the modern day CM Punk, so we can get away from that Daniel Bryan torso for him. But regardless, that is Ultimate Edition Series 33, Sheamus, Liv Morgan, and apparently CM Punk. And we do not know if Larry is a part of that Ultimate or if he's actually going to be a part of a newer CM Punk that is coming later on. And I'm excited to see what they go with that. I could see that being a ringside exclusive Ultimate. I could see that being a Mattel Creations Ultimate. And we'll just have to play the waiting game on that. But if we fast forward to Ultimate Edition Series 34, this is another set that we got to see at WrestleMania. But isn't it just interesting the way that they reveal stuff like this? Like, I don't know what goes through their minds where we're getting Ultimate Edition Series 34 stuff revealed, but we don't get Ultimate Edition Series 33. It kind of reminds me of the WWE Elite debacle with Elite Series 128 or 120, Elite Series 127 and 128. You know, they show us the full wave at WrestleMania, but they don't show us John Cena with the different shirt, the SummerSlam John Cena that we talked about, you know, that's getting a re-release. And then we have to wait a month after the rest of Elite 127 is shown off, and then they finally reveal the Cena in the Greatest Hits wave, which is supposedly going to be a re-release of Elite Series 127, but they still haven't even confirmed. Like, I don't know. That's a weird thing to me. I don't know why you wouldn't just confirm it or reveal that, and maybe it's just because there's so much going on, and it's just something that kind of flew over the top undetected, but I don't know. I think that's weird that, you know, they wouldn't put the Cena out, or they wouldn't really talk about the Cena, and then the Greatest Hits version, they let that, you know, be revealed, and they really haven't. I don't even know if they've said this is Elite 127. Maybe on ringsidecollectibles.com, maybe in the listing description, it may say Elite Series 127 re-release. I'm not entirely sure, haven't checked, but I don't know. All that's interesting. But Ultimate Edition Series 34, Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, Io Sky. Very much looking forward to this. As we know, Brock Lesnar, best Ultimate Edition of all time to me. I think it's just so daggum good. I love that figure. I think that every collector needs to have that figure. If you're a quality guy, if you really enjoy figures feel in hand and posability, that Brock Lesnar, that second or third, I guess it's the second one, the Ultimate Edition Series 15, that one is an absolute beast, pun intended. And then you have Bronson Reed, who, shoot, I mean, he's leaner, man. The most recent updates we got from him, they're going to have to redo his entire formula the way that man's looking. Man's looking like an absolute unit. So we'll see what comes of that when Bronson Reed's Ultimate finally drops. Really excited for that one with the Shula Fala and all that. I think it looks really, really fun. And then we do have Io Sky, which I can't remember who did this little edit, but they did a fantastic job. I think it was something about WWE attires or something on Instagram. They pretty much, I think they plugged it into AI and made it color match or something like that, which, you know, it is what it is. Figure looks really insane. This could end up being the best women's Ultimate Edition. I think it's going to have a case, man. It's going to go up with the Asukas. It's going to go up with the Tiffany Stratton, the Rhea Ripley. It's going to be one of those all-timer Ultimate Editions. I can't forget Ronda Rousey, as we know. Got to give a shout to old Ronda, who will beat the hell out of you in your sleep. That figure's so damn good. But that is Ultimate Edition Series 34, and so we finally know what the last figure that's coming in Ultimate 33, which, again, I thought it was going to be Penta, but it looks like Penta's going to be somewhere else. So maybe Penta's going to be ringside exclusive, maybe Penta's going to be a Mattel Creations exclusive. Again, we got that teased way back at Mattel Revealed in the silhouette, and that will definitely be a Comic-Con reveal. They will most definitely put that up, unless it's could that be a Comic-Con exclusive? Surely not, right? Surely they wouldn't do that to us. I mean, I guess if they do a ringside exclusive, maybe this is their way around it. Maybe if you guys don't know the debacle with the interchangeable hands theory, we're not going to be getting the Cero Miedo hands, and so maybe they made that figure exclusive, the Ultimate Penta. Maybe they made that exclusive too so that it would include those hands. Maybe they didn't put him in the main Ultimate line so they could get that extra squeeze out of the figure, and then they'll do a later Ultimate Edition. Or maybe they figured out a way around that, because I think having an Ultimate Edition Penta without those hands is borderline, it's just diabolical. That's borderline criminal right there. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking there, but that's definitely something maybe that they could do. But I don't know. That's an interesting thing there. We'll have to, of course, monitor that, figure it out. But maybe that's where they're thinking. And I thought for sure, again, he was going to be the last figure in Ultimate 33. Apparently, it will be CM Punk. And there is a Walmart listing up there, and that could be an interesting take as we, follow here. But shout out to Mitchell Craig for the extra information on the Ultimate Editions as always here, and I'm looking forward to it. Usually, it's like it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours on this news stuff, so there could be multiple leak stuff that we get into over the next coming weeks leading into Comic-Con. We're about 2 months away from Comic-Con, and so more things will continue to be revealed, be released, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm thinking there could be a brand new Mattel gallery this Friday. I don't know for sure yet. If there is, we'll of course put up and talk about it and get into it, but I think so. We'll find that out. So you guys can just stay tuned for Friday. We'll figure it out, man. But I appreciate you guys so very much. Leave a like on the video if you will. Comment something down below if you're looking forward to these Ultimates. But I appreciate you so very much. Thank you guys for watching. I'd love to know your thoughts on everything down below, but I appreciate you. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.